All right, guys, let's get into the Week 14 injuries that we're tracking as we show the list here. Breece Hall is at the top. Two big running back names at the top. Breece Hall with the knee injury, Kenneth Walker with an ankle. Both did not practice Thursday. Bucky Irving dealing with a hip injury. He hasn't practiced. Mike Evans, who typically has been dealing with a hamstring injury much of this year, just keep an eye on that one going into the weekend. Jamar Chase with an ankle, CeeDee Lamb with a shoulder injury. Malik Neighbors has been dealing with that groin injury for a large part of the season, but playing even when it shows up on the injury report. Ladd McConkey has been limited all week with the knee injury. He did not return to the game when he came out against Atlanta, so as much as he's been limited this week, keep an eye on it because there's not a lot of clarity around how significant that one is. DK Metcalf with the shoulder, DJ Moore with the quad. And guys, we'll start with Breece Hall, Jay. Not spotted at Thursday's practice. He missed practices last week. Feels like this knee injury is not getting any better, and you just have to wonder at what point do the Jets shut it down.
Well, what's the point in playing him?
Right.
Like, he's a big part of the future in theory. He doesn't look like the same explosive guy this year. He hasn't really entirely looked the same since he did the ACL against the Broncos back in his rookie season. So I don't really understand what the point is of having him out there if he's any chance of making anything worse.
Yeah, and I'll say this with Breece Hall. If you roster him and he's a big part of your playoff plans and you can't get Braylon Allen, pick up Isaiah Davis because Isaiah Davis will be the pass-catching back. And once again, you don't want to start Isaiah Davis if Breece Hall doesn't play, but he'll be the pass-catching back in this offense, not Braylon Allen, who will get much of the volume. But, Denny, this is bad timing for people that drafted Breece Hall in the first round. They're expecting him to help them throughout the playoffs, and it's just one of those trends that's going the wrong direction.
It is. I mean, I saw some reports about a week ago that said that the Jets originally thought that Breece Hall would miss a couple games, and so he played through it last week. Didn't get the same snap share, definitely wasn't involved in the same way we're used to. I don't love you talking about Braylon Allen in this way, that he's only going to be an early down back, and I trust you because it's the Jets, obviously. But I've held on for dear life to Braylon Allen all season. Please, let this guy be something late in the season. But if he's not going to get the pass catching work, then Braylon Allen is going to be an RB3 probably at best, especially in this offense that is not creating the sort of game script that's conducive to running back production.
The glass half full with Braylon Allen, I'll say, is he's going to get all the goal line work typically, although Isaiah Davis stole a touchdown last week inexplicably. And Rodgers is such a check-down merchant right now, Jay, that if you're out there, you have a chance to catch the ball no matter if you're Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis. He's just getting the ball out at a ridiculous rate that is handicapping the offense beyond 5 yards.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that the Jets, they're just not very good, so they're going to be throwing a lot, and so there will be a lot of these dump-off opportunities, you would think. What do you think happens, Connor? Do you think that we get to 3 weeks left in the season and the Jets are just resting everyone, like Aaron Rodgers? Is he going to be out there with 3 weeks to go when they're playing Buffalo?
I felt for a while I'd be shocked if Rodgers finishes this season.
Okay.
It just doesn't I mean, once you're mathematically eliminated and he's been dealing with multiple lower body injuries, put Tyrod Taylor out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's no reason to play.
What percentage chance Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback week 1 next year for the New York Jets?
3%?
Really? Wow.
5%? Denny, am I crazy?
That seems high to me.
I was going to say, I almost felt like disingenuous saying
0%. It's 0. There's no chance.
The only way.
I don't want this guy.
Here's the only pathway is if the coaching search goes so poorly that you only get someone that wants Rodgers. Like Rex is back, and he's like, I can win with Rodgers, which that's not a good plan. I want to make this clear. But that's the only way this happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
1%.
So the quarterback's like Justin Fields or something?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
sure. Someone like Jameis Winston. Yeah,
Right.
Get him in there. Let him rip.
Right. Tyrod's money is all guaranteed next year, so he'll be there no matter what. I mean,
Did we not have enough of Jameis? Did we not kind of? I think the book kind of fully opened and closed on Jameis in that Thursday night game. It was so the game against the Broncos. It was so kind of definitive that that is exactly what Jameis is.
book's not closed with the Lord.
The Lord will never deliver him from pick sixes. That is his plight. That's what he was put on earth to do.
All right, guys, the next big running back on our injury list here, Bucky Irving dealing with a hip injury. He didn't practice on Thursday. Like we said, Mike Evans didn't either, but you feel more optimistic about Mike Evans. Denny, this would be a big blow Bucky Irving-wise because a lot of people picked him up hoping, hey, he's going to take over for Rachaad White one day. That's exactly what happened, and he's been incredibly productive.
He has. I mean, you're looking at an RB1, really, especially with the bye weeks. He's been one of the most efficient rushers in the NFL. He's even been efficient as a pass catcher, even though Bucky Irving and Rachaad White continue to split the route running, pass catching role out of that Tampa backfield. If he misses, he's got to practice Friday to have a chance, right? Even in a limited capacity. If Irving is out, Rachaad White becomes very interesting because he's going to get the entire route share. I can see the Bucs dropping back to pass quite a bit against, again, I'm going to say it again, pass funnel Raiders. And so that could mean White turns into just a great PPR scam in Week 14.
Some bit of hope here, guys. As we've been sitting here on the desk, both will practice today. Now, obviously, this could still be game time decision, especially on the Bucky Irving end. So keep an eye on it, but it sounds like both will get some kind of work in on Friday. Our last notable one here, Jay, is in Seattle. Kenneth Walker, ankle injury, calf injury, downgraded to did not practice for Thursday's practice. DK Metcalf was held out of Thursday's practice, but Kenneth Walker is at the point where recently it's not passing the eye test now, so it's very believable that he's hurt.
I think I'm just done in future years drafting Ken Walker. This just happens every year. He's constantly banged up. Even when he's playing through injuries. He's always on the injury report. It just feels like his body might just not be able to hold up. And so, look, if he is out there and if he's playing, you still have to start him because he's still the lead back in what is a very solid offense with an okay matchup against the Cardinals, who have a slightly below average defense. So I think with Ken Walker, it's just wait and see. If he is out there, he's going to get goal line carries, he's going to get work, but you just can't trust him week to week.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.